Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It is Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, and I am back for another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about immigration issues in the U.S. and what has happened generally in the previous week. So let's dive right in. I want to give a legislative update first. Maybe a month or so ago, I talked about a new rule where the Department of Labor was reevaluating and reestablishing how they were calculating the prevailing wage for employment-based applications, because that rule wasn't fully in effect when the new Biden-Harris administration came into office. They extended its effective date to be now December 31st of this year. And in doing that, they have also extended the I lost my words. Oh, they extended the comment period. Sorry about that, y'all. They extended the comment period. So the comment period now is ending on March 10, so in just 3 short days. So if you have comments, feel free to go to the website and you can make your comments. And the individuals that are in charge of looking at the rule will take a look at that for us. And they may or may not make changes to the rule. We'll see. But if you have comments, you have until March 10 to make those comments. The next thing I want to talk about are H&Ls. H-1Bs and L1s are currently not being issued at U.S. consulates overseas. So that's a huge issue for our U.S. employers that have, employees that are sitting outside the U.S. that need those visas issued. On top of that, we are now in full H-1B season. Registration starts tomorrow at noon, and we still haven't heard anything from the White House in terms of whether or not the presidential proclamation suspending the issuance of H&L visas will be lifted. The previous White House administration extended that until March 31st. That travel suspension is currently in place until March 31st. We haven't heard anything from the government as to what they're going to do with that. As you know, H-1B Cap season, we filed the applications in April, but the start date is October 31st for this, or I'm sorry, the start date is October 1st for those new H-1Bs. But right now, we don't have a mechanism to actually get them into the country. So I suspect, and this is just me, I don't have any inside knowledge, but I suspect that we will be hearing something soon from the White House regarding that presidential proclamation from the prior White House administration, because we just can't be issuing approvals for H-1Bs, but then saying, oh, you're approved, but now you can't get your visa. So I think there will be some movement on that, hopefully soon, fingers crossed. The next thing I wanted to tell y'all about are the receipt notice delays. So a couple weeks ago, I let you know that USCIS is, they're behind. They are backlogged in physically opening mail and issuing receipt notices. Some receipt notices are taking upwards of 90 days. We are having to get the USCIS Ombudsman's office involved. And that has, we have seen now, a much greater implication for the individuals that are working as well as the employers that are employing them. So for my HR folks who are listening, when we don't have certain receipt notices, individuals are not able to be properly I-9'd, which means they can't be put on payroll. So there are a variety of situations where this is currently happening. Because I don't want to be on here all day with you all today, and you're not going to watch me all day, I'm not going to go through all of the possible scenarios. But if you are currently experiencing this as an HR professional and you're not quite sure how to complete the I-9, when someone has said that they have filed, but they don't have a receipt notice, please feel free to give my office a call, and we're more than happy to help you with that. And I can be reached at 954 903-1337 for those HR folks that are having issues completing the I-9 because of a lack of a receipt notice due to USCIS backlog. I wanted to touch base with y'all again this morning on local office procedures. So if you need to go into a local office, a local immigration office, whether it be for an interview or for a biometric notice, the COVID-19 policies are still in place. Face masks are still required. Temperature checks are still required. As the COVID-19 vaccines are rolled out, more and more people are getting vaccinated. That does not mean that if you have been vaccinated that you can show up at the front door for your interview with your vaccination card or proof of vaccination and no mask on. They will not let you in the building. So we need to continue to be vigilant and patient if we want our interviews to go through, if you even want to get into the building. So again, I just want to remind you that the USCIS local offices are still requiring face masks and temperature checks in order to get into the buildings. COVID-19 practices are still in play once you are in the building. They're still, asking everyone to be socially distant. They are, walking you through what that looks like within the building. Some interview, depending on the office and the setup of the office and the capabilities of the office, your interview will be different from your friend who's, let's say, in another office in another state. Sometimes you will be in the same room with the officer and there will be plexiglass between you and the officer, plexiglass-like material between you and the officer, and you'll conduct your interview that way. In some cases, the officer will do the preliminary questioning during your interview, get you checked in. There will be plexiglass, and then that officer will actually leave the room, hand you an iPad, and you will conduct the interview through the iPad on video with you in the officer's office and the officer in a different room. So it really just depends on the office that you're in and the capabilities of that office. But again, you are going to need masks and temperature checks before you're able to enter the building. And I also say, I think they had also said this before, feel free to bring your own pens if that makes you more comfortable. That's certainly an option as well. And so the last thing that I wanted to talk about this morning are individuals coming from the Schengen area of Europe, UK, and Ireland. There is still a travel suspension for those individuals. We did see guidance from the Department of State last week indicating that they are accepting national interest exceptions for those individuals. But right now, they need to show national interest exception or show that their work supports critical infrastructure here in the US. So hopefully we will get a little bit more loosening of that. We'll see. But right now, we don't have that. So we will see. I will definitely keep an eye on that for you all. That is all I have this morning. So super quick. If you have any questions, you can feel free to drop those in the comments. I definitely take a look at them. Just use #replay. But this is Beyond the Soundbite. I am here chatting with you about what's hot in immigration every Monday morning. So if you have any questions, let me know. You can always reach me in the office, 954-903-1337. Feel free to share this video with someone that you think might find it helpful. And have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye.